gosh, what an absolutely
That's
massive
why we
play to
open
start the
up.
game.
Is he
going to get the one shot? He gets the one-hit KO!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Fight for First. This week is going to function a little bit differently than the previous weeks. When we last left off, we were in the low 1800s, probably like 1810. And over the weekend, kind of just wanted to play a little bit of Pokemon, but I wanted to focus because I promised you guys a top 10. You know, this is what we do. We play the game and I walk you through the team building, you know, that I'm going through and thoughts in my head, and we try to get to top 10 on the ladder. For rated battle spot, I wanted to get to top 10 for the US, at least for this season, which yeah, that's all right. But the thing is, I wanted to focus these last couple battles because when I'm talking, it's really hard for me to completely pay attention to everything I have to because there's a lot of stuff that has to go through your head. So for these battles over the weekend, I sat down and I just focused on playing them, and then I just recorded the battles. So instead of it being live time for just this week, and maybe in the future if you guys like it, maybe just on and off sometimes, it's going to be me playing through the recorded battle and walking you through my thought process. What I like about this, I can tell you exactly what I was thinking and the move I made and how it played out and whether it was a good move or not with hindsight. That's really helpful. I think this was actually going to give a lot of really good information that we don't get when I'm doing it real time. I think both offer a lot of positive points. The one thing I dislike, two things. It doesn't show us the score of the person. I vaguely remember exactly where everyone is, like this Pikachu guy. I know exactly where he is. So I vaguely know those, and we don't get to see the other two Pokemon that they had, which is a little bit disappointing because it helps with like the team, like why I started what I started with, but I wasn't 100% sure I was gonna do it like this, but I'm glad I did because we ended up making it to the top 10 eventually. So for this week, I'm just gonna play through these 5 battles. I played through them in my own time so I could focus on it, and I'm gonna walk you guys through it and let me know what you guys think about that. Okay, it's really important to me that I'm giving you guys what you want to, so if you like this sometimes, let me know. Okay, all right, sorry about that long rant. This is our 1810-ish battle against the 1650 Jenkins, whose catchphrase was "Fear the Mouse," and as you can see here, he has a Pikachu. I'm gonna roll the battle and I'll be stopping it occasionally to explain to you, actually every turn, to explain to you exactly what was going through my mind. Okay, so the lead choice I'm not exactly going to be able to give you a recap on because we don't get his last 2 Pokemon, but I can give you a pretty good feel here. Okay, so I lead Landorus Togekiss and he leads his Tornadus and this Nidoking. Now, why did I lead Togekiss? Well, if you see Tornadus, probably gonna have Tailwind. I mean, that's one of the few things, you know, it's Prankster. Tailwind is something Tornadus does. That and used to be an Acrobatics Flight Gem, but we don't have that anymore. So I wanted to lead my own Tailwinder to match his Tailwind. I don't want to let him just get ahead of me, super speed me, or whatever. As far as the rest of this goes, how is he going to be able to stop my Tailwind? Well, in my head, I saw the Pikachu. I know Pikachu runs Fake Out. I saw this Nidoking. I know the Earthquake would actually do a lot of damage to it. If he led Tornadus, which I was 100% expecting him to, and he led something else that didn't threaten, you know, my Landorus, I could go ahead and Rock Slide or Stone Edge his Tornadus and get damage onto it while we're trading Tailwinds. So that's my thought process there. With these leads, what do I see? Well, I'm Scarfed Landorus. He's Nidoking. If he's Scarfed, he would have to be... I know if he's Modest and Scarfed, he won't outspeed me. I'm not sure if he's Timid and Scarfed, so I was a little bit wary there. But I see his Tornadus and I'm expecting him to go for a Tailwind, especially because I just intimidated him, and you can't get Defiant Tornadus right now, thankfully, because that would have been really sketch. So my thought process is he's going to Tailwind. I should Tailwind. My Earthquake is probably going to one-shot the Nidoking so long as it's not faster than me. And I was like, is it going to be faster than me? Not 100% sure, but I'm going to go for the Earthquake anyway just because I don't want to take a Sludge Bomb to the Togekiss. I need that Tailwind up. So his first turn, he goes for a Taunt, which is awesome on his part. It's going to stop my Tailwind from going up. My Earthquake will outspeed his Nidoking, which is good for me because this is enough damage to just completely wipe it out. If it had been Sash and he Ice Beam me, that would have been a little bit unfortunate. He would have been up in a better position, but this actually turn works out relatively well for me, and the taunt means that I can't get up my Tailwind. So neither Tailwind's up, but I'm up a Pokemon already. However, I am locked into Earthquake, and he knows that. So he's going to go and send out his Sylveon. So we're looking at this, and Sylveon is a huge problem to my team right now. The team being Landorus, Togekiss, Thundurus. I'm not sure if you guys know that Thundurus is on the team now, but it is Kangaskhan, Bisharp, and Conkeldurr, Solvez Conkeldurr. And so I'm thinking I don't really have an ability to switch out into it, because I have what? I have Kangaskhan, and I have Conkeldurr in the back. Something like that. I think, yeah. So what am I going to do? I can't switch out, and I can't just like let him get this free Tailwind up. If I switch, I'm just going to take a lot of damage for no reason. So I have to go on the offensive here. Most Sylveon are specs. So I'm thinking he can't protect anyway. This Earthquake's going to do good damage. I can maybe get an Air Slash up here and keep the Sylveon from attacking this one turn. But if he isn't specs and he gets a protect and he gets a free Tailwind up, I'm going to be in trouble. So I kind of just have to cross my fingers here and make a bet. Is he specs? Is he not specs? Usually Tailwind next to Sylveon, they do run specs just because you Tailwind up and then you have Sylveon come and just try to wipe out everything on the field. So I bet on him being specs. He goes with that Prankster Tailwind, which is a really good combination with Sylveon, especially right now. We were expecting this. I go to Earthquake, which is going to miss everyone but Sylveon. And then Togekiss is also going to hit Sylveon, because I'm really trying to keep it from... I really want to either KO it or keep it from attacking this turn. However, the Sylveon's faster than my Togekiss, which is slightly surprising to me. He gets a critical hit, which does enough damage to where my Togekiss now can't take 2, even with Citrus Berry. So that puts me in a really bad position. And then I hit him with the Air Slash, and it's not enough damage. So that's not good. Taking that critical hit means I can't just leave this my Togekiss out here, because it's probably going to go down to a second one. That being said, I have to make a decision. Do I lose Togekiss? I didn't bring Conkeldurr, I brought Bisharp. Whenever I see Sylveon, I almost always bring Bisharp because it's the only thing on my team that can really one-shot it. And I think to myself, what's more important to me? Something in my back or this Togekiss? I know I have Kangaskhan in the back, and Kangaskhan with Power Up Punch next to a Follow Meter can take this game. Especially because we got rid of one of his Pokemon already, and the Sylveon's really hurt. If he is specs, which that damage suggests, you'll get him with a Sucker Punch later. So I was like, okay, I can probably force him into a situation like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch in Bisharp, and if he's dumb, he doesn't double target the Togekiss here, and I get to my Bisharp survives with its Sash. Or if he's smart, he's gonna hit that slot because obviously Landorus is going down no matter what, and I'll be in a little bit of a pickle. But I figure that the Togekiss is going to be more helpful to me than the Bisharp. So I go ahead and I switch in the Bisharp. Hopefully, hoping he does something weird like Substitute. It's not the case. He actually hits with Air Cutter, which is going to put me definitely within Hyper Voice range, and he's going to clear my field. So I'm thinking, oh gosh, okay, it's 2 on 3. One of his things is pretty hurt though, and pretty sure that's specs as of this point. So I have to send in Togekiss and Kangaskhan, and he's got the Tornadus, and he's got how many turns of Tailwind up so far? He Tailwinded, then he... Well, yeah, he Tailwinded, and then he Air Cuttered, so he's got like 2 more turns. And I have Protect on both of these guys, so if I can stall out a turn, I can pull a double Protect to stall out the Tailwind if I need to. That's the first thing that goes through my mind. I gotta get out of this Tailwind, and hopefully take out the Tornadus before we do so he doesn't get another one up. But even if he does, we still have that Sucker Punch threat. So everybody thinks Kangaskhan runs Fake Out right now. I don't run Fake Out on mine as of this build, and so I was going to try to use that to my advantage to try to predict that his Togekiss might switch out so it doesn't take the Fake Out or the Sucker Punch. So if he's going to switch, I really need this momentum here. I wasn't sure what he had in the back. So instead of, and I can't Fake Out, so instead of Sucker Punching, because I think he's going to switch, I actually go for a Power Up Punch to try to get my attack up so I can take care of the rest of this team, the rest of the threat. I go to Mega, really hoping, really thinking he's going to switch because he's just giving up a free Sylveon right now. But I protect the Togekiss, expecting that the Tornadus would hit the Togekiss because I need as much health on my Follow Meter as possible. He goes for the Air Slash, and I keep that off. And I knew possibly if he didn't switch, I was going to take this Hyper Voice, even though I really couldn't believe he didn't switch here. I knew I could take the hit, and I'm still going to get the KO. I'm going to have the boost, and Togekiss is going to have enough health. I really had to preserve that health on my Follow Meter if I wanted to win this game. So that Protect there is going to save the Togekiss. A lot of damage this turn. He comes and he sends out his Pikachu, and I was like, wow, what? Okay. And now, you know, Raichu's a great Pokemon. Pikachu with Vault, with the ball, whatever that item is, it actually packs quite a punch. And Pikachu has got access to a lot of great moves. Fake Out, Encore, Feint even, although I wasn't expecting it, but we'll see it a little later. Tailwind's about to end for him anyway, but I am expecting him to use Fake Out because I know Raichu runs Fake Out, so Pikachu probably does too. What does he think the true threat is here? Probably not the Togekiss, because it can't do diddly squat to the Pikachu. I'm sure he'll one-shot me, and the Tornadus could one-on-one my Togekiss anyway. So I figure since he doesn't know that I have Protect yet, because what have we done so far? We've only Power Up Punch. We didn't Fake Out. He should have maybe suggested, that we had Protect, or yeah, Protect instead of Fake Out, but I was hoping he just didn't read into it, especially because he didn't switch out the Sylveon, so he's already not making like predictions, or he's making really ballsy predictions. I go for a Protect on the Kangaskhan here to try to call the Fake Out. So, and he hadn't seen it yet, so that was the other part. I was like, he hasn't seen it. He goes for the Fake Out. I'm going to take that, and he tries to double into it to get rid of the Kangaskhan, because of course if Kangaskhan goes down here, he wins for sure, for sure. That Protect, him doubling into it, gives me a turn with my Togekiss to Tailwind. And now this Tailwind's really important, because now I'm going to be... Does his Tailwind end? Yeah, I'm going to be faster than his Tornadus this turn. So the fact that now I'm faster, I don't have to worry about some kind of rogue, like superpower, some rogue, like other move. I can just go and swing at him. He could get Tailwind up, but even if he gets Tailwind up, my 2-on-1 was going to win. And Kangaskhan's faster than Pikachu, right? So I figured that with my Tailwind up and his coming down, this is going to be enough of a chance for me to take the rest of this game. Togekiss now follows me because all that's really left is just to have Kangaskhan womp everything. I take out the thing that could provide a little bit of a scare later, which would be a Prankster flying move from Tornadus. But he goes for a Tailwind anyway himself. Honestly, it probably would have been better if he just attacked at this point. But the deal was pretty much already sealed. I take out the Tornadus. It's not a big deal. I don't know why he fainted there. It would have been better if he had like Thunderbolted. Maybe he thought I was actually going to return into the Pikachu, but Tornadus was really the problem. So, I mean, I'm going to take out this Pikachu, no problem. But keeping Togekiss alive instead of the Bisharp ended up being a very important play. And then also protecting the Togekiss on the turn he was going to Hyper Voice and double into it, because we really needed to keep it healthy in order to win that match. So that was the first match I had. Stop that. That was the first match I had out of the 5 for this week. That was a 1630. We were 1810. That bumps us up to like an 1820-ish. Now, after this one, this is the last like lowish opponent we have. We have a 1900, then a 1950, then an 18, then I think we have a 1995 or something opponent all in a row. So the rest of these matches this week should be pretty intense, pretty hype, and they're all really important to show you how we got from the 18 to the 1900, because I went right through it, just boom, boom, boom over just the weekend. So thanks so much, guys. The format's a little bit different for me too right now, so I'm hoping the video style works out, or at least it's manageable. Could be worse, right? But I really just couldn't sit here, and I really wanted to push into it before the end of the season, so I really just wanted to make sure we at least got into it first, so I had to focus for these battles. But yeah, hope you guys understand that. Hope you guys learned something from those decisions. Hope you come back tomorrow, because tomorrow's match is actually really good. It was really close. And yeah, so thanks so much, and see you guys hopefully tomorrow.